Hello, my fellow wrestling marks. This is HeelKast, where we have opinions that some agree with and most despise. My name is Brennan, and this beautiful individual to my right is Andy. We're new to the game, but we're going to take it over.
Exactly.
Including you, Chris. We're coming after you.
Coming for this.
Anyways, like I said, I'm Brennan. That's Andy. Huge wrestling nerds. As some could say, we work together. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to start off with who you are, and then I can get into who I am.
For sure. My name's Andy. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a little kid. Couldn't tell you the exact. I remember, all I remember is my dad had like this VHS tape, and the first time I watched wrestling was like Hogan and Warrior. Don't remember when. Don't remember. I remember
probably
Warrior.
Live.
Yeah, I don't think it was live. I don't think it was live, but I remember Warrior 1, and then ever since then, it's been kind of hooked. Took a little break there, adulthood kicked in. Thought I was a little too old for it, but now I'm in extra adulthood, and
now you're just a grown-up child, as some would say.
Fully back in the swing. Got my wife invested. Got my son invested. My dog pays attention here and there. So, a little deeper now. Everybody's got to take the PG break. Nobody really wanted any of that PG era.
I feel like a lot of us older generation definitely took a break during the PG era.
For sure.
So I'm Brennan. Me and Andy work together. I have 2 kids. Lovely wife. Just bought a house recently.
Congrats.
Thank you. Glad it's over with.
Yeah, it's a process.
I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, I've been a wrestling fan since almost 20 years now. Well, I guess you could say maybe more or less 10 to 15 years because I did take that break.
Yeah.
During the PG era. I was in the military at the time, so I didn't really have time for wrestling, and it kind of got boring. But ever since it came back to Netflix, I love the fact that it's on Netflix because now I can watch it. Since we get up so early, I can watch it. I can watch it when I get. And I think the innovation, of Twitter has really helped me get back. Because if I miss something,
see, I do the exact same thing just with TikTok.
Right.
I always go find my man Santi Zap. I don't really watch enough at night because of the fact we get up so early. So typically, my morning routine on Tuesdays is get up, eat while I'm eating, get on Santi's page, whole highlight. You know what I mean? Whole show gets me where I need to be, but every PLE I'm there.
Right? Absolutely.
No missing the PLEs. I do miss when they were pay-per-views, but I'll take free any day of the week.
Oh, 100%. I love the fact that they're on Peacock now. Yeah. Definitely a huge game changer.
Yeah, it's more updated wrestling is than what our parents, our dads used to watch. You know what I mean? I feel like they do a better job with the storytelling now because they have social media. You know what I mean? They're on Netflix, so the audience is wider, and you got people that are really pushing it out there. So I was telling you about this the other day, like Logan Paul. You know what I mean? I think he's been a huge factor in getting that community even bigger. And then sky's the limit. The limit.
I definitely think that where wrestling is now compared to where it used to be, it's in a way better shape. I don't know if it was a lot to do with Triple H.
Right. Didn't hurt.
No.
I don't think it hurt. I think it's more acceptable in today's age that if you tell someone you're a wrestling fan and they're not, it's not the same. I mean, we see it every day, but it's not as crazy as it used to be.
Right.
So a wrestling fan, they're just, what a nerd,
Where's your stance on AEW and WWE?
I'm a fan of both. I lean more towards WWE than I do AEW. I know there's a lot of flack you get on anything. There's, you got to pick one side of the war, but in my opinion, they both have things they're very strong suited at. I'm more, and it's probably because I grew up on WWE, I'm more into the story. Obviously, I love when they can perform in the ring, but the story for me really just kind of gets me more involved. I think right now AEW kind of lacks in that department. You
I
know,
feel like a lot of their matches, there's no story at all.
yeah,
It's just a lot of blood.
yeah. So it's like it's stories on all aspects. You know, so like leading up to a match. You know, you take a like a Seth Rollins and a CM Punk. That's the story they tell before you even step foot in that ring, compared to like Osprey and MJF. Osprey and MJF, I think, was a better match, but I would love it more, and I would probably be more invested in AEW if they had some form of creative. Like I know their focus is in that ring, but for me personally, I just feel like if there was a more creative of some sort leading into that, I'd be so much more invested. I still watch. Not I don't keep up as much as I do with WWE.
Right.
By
Yeah.
any means. Yeah.
I think I follow more AEW on Twitter
Yeah,
or
yeah.
X, excuse me, and
Yeah.
TikTok than I do
Yeah.
WWE because I'm constantly watching PLEs or whatnot. Whereas with the AEW, I follow it strictly pretty much on X.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like All In with All In coming up,
Yeah.
I'll watch that
Right.
or the one that they did in Vegas. I watched Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I remember when it first came up, I was excited. I was very excited when they first came in and they ran those promotions, like those two pay-per-views. I was like, oh my, you know what I mean? Like we're about to get something, and it just kind of seemed like I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Also a big fan of, well, back in the day, the 8-sided ring and TNA.
Yeah, TNA was different. You had to be a true wrestling fan to watch TNA. I think it takes a lot for if you don't know anybody to kind of get invested in that. But TNA was crazy. I never got to fully. I don't know. My parents wouldn't let me order pay-per-views.
Yeah, so that's how So I would always tune into Spike the next night, or on Thursday nights, I think it was,
Right.
to see who won the matches.
For sure.
That's what sucked about being a kid
Right.
back then, But so I see you're decked out in the MJF. Or no, you're in Kenny Omega.
I got that Kenny Omega, man.
Is that the shirt that you got when we went?
Yes, yeah, because I was pissed off because I go to an AEW event in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they don't have one John Moxley shirt. Not one. No merch of any sort besides an action.
So what did you do to change that? To change the fact
I don't think I changed it.
to show that you were pissed that there was
I changed anything.
Why don't you tell everybody what you did?
I think I sent Tony Khan probably about 25 messages that periodically got a little more intense of how angry I was.
Okay, let me stop you there. Are you sure it was Tony Khan?
So the first 15 I did find out was not Tony Khan. It was
just some guy
named Tony Khan. But yeah, so we'll see if my message got heard loud and clear because we're gonna go in August when they come back. We'll see.
Have you ever attended a WWE event?
A couple.
PLEs or just shows?
Just shows. I missed
house shows or taping?
No, tapings and house shows. I missed. What was that? It was an Extreme Rules a couple years ago. They came to Dayton when Finn Balor fought Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns.
Speaking of him, did you hear the news?
Yeah, he's gonna be in Street Fighter, the movie, right?
Well, but I was reading all over X that they are expecting him to come back soon.
Oh, really?
Like soon.
That's crazy because I was reading about. I mean, you can never know what you find on the internet. Right?
But it was multiple people.
Yeah.
Fightful was reporting it. Somebody else reported it. I don't remember who exactly else reported, but it was multiple sources.
I was reading that they were trying to make him take a pay cut. Like TKO was trying to make him take a pay cut, which I thought was absurd. Like you're nowhere without that man.
Okay, but let me pause you right there.
Yeah.
Why do you think your job would make you take a pay cut if you showed up only three-fourths of the year?
Yeah, I understand it from a business standpoint, but like he also deserves a little freedom in the sense like it might be a hot topic, but wrestling's not where it is right now. if he didn't do for those 4 years what he did. You know what I mean?
I
That
mean,
person he was for 4 years, he brought wrestling back. Think of WrestleMania 40. You know,
right.
Yeah, Cody and The Rock had a lot to do with it, but Roman had that in the palm of his hands, a whole story. And you think of like how much it was on ESPN like crazy. He was on ESPN like crazy. The spotlight they got. And that goes back to what I was saying about people that brought it in. That's another one. Periodically, I'll give you people that I think brought wrestling back alive. But yeah, pay the man what he wants. You know what I mean? Like, pay the man what he wants. Like, you think of these NBA stars, they play.
Okay, so
like
should
81 games.
so should John get John get paid what he wants? Because theoretically, he carried the.
He's a draw. He's a draw. It's the same thing when they go to Saudi. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Goldberg and all those guys and Taker when they went. Think how much money they got paid just because they wanted them there. It's a draw for you to get a big name like that. So you put Roman's name on something.
I heard a rumor about, not a rumor, but a hot take about Taker and Goldberg and all of them.
Yeah,
I think it was you that told me.
It was about not liking the Undertaker.
No, not that. But I read something, or maybe I heard, that Saudi lives in the past.
Yes.
Like, they're very, very behind.
Yes.
So, like, these old stars, that's why they want to see these old stars, because they're watching, like, Goldberg matches as if they're like live. Not live, but
I don't know if it's like live, but I think it's, you know, I think it's not recent. I think they are up to date, but I think for a while they weren't up to date. Like, you used to see it in like movies where they would say like, you know, you go to Russia and they're watching episodes of Seinfeld like it was new. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like, obviously that was a joke. That was out of tape, whatever. But yeah, I think they really were invested in these guys to where like we were done with them for like 10 years.
Right.
But they're like, oh, Goldberg. And I'm like, this Goldberg, man, like he's 50 something years old. So
let's get into our favorites, and then I want you to I'm going to throw a hot take that you and I both, that's going to either catch fire or we're gonna get straight
heat for
it. But I definitely think it's a good talking point, to just get who we are out there, because I mean we are heels.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And that will definitely catch some.
That's the whole point.
So, what is your favorite event that you ever attended?
So I mean, it's kind of limited because of the fact I haven't went to a lot. Like I said, I just got fully invested back into in the past like 4 years, where I always kept up, but like really dove back in. I'd say when I met my wife.
Right.
So my wife is pretty cool and she just kind of like accepts what I'm into. So it was like, now she's like, hey, let's go do this. Like, I saw they're here, let's go. So I did go to the draft last year.
I was there
In Cincinnati. Yeah.
I was there with you.
Yeah. So I think that was obviously pretty cool. I remember like a house show when I was a kid, and it was the weirdest match. It was like Brock Lesnar versus Ric Flair in a cage match or something stupid like that. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I remember like we snuck down to the ramp where they came in. But I did go to Starrcade. So Starrcade would probably be the answer. Starrcade was
87, I assume, right?
No. Starrcade came back to Cincinnati X amount of years ago, like maybe.
We looked it up when we went to that AEW show.
Yeah, so they came back. I remember a special moment of that was Bray Wyatt at that point had been gone for like 2 years, and it wasn't like it was recorded, but it wasn't like a live event at all. And Elias was out there doing a concert, and then
did Bray come back?
Bray's music fucking hits.
Oh.
And then yeah, it was so crazy. He like comes out, but then like you don't see Bray again. Like when I watched like wrestling that week, Bray wasn't there. He didn't come back until the Fiend came. So to see that, like he had been gone for like a year, comes back as Bray Wyatt, and then what? Like I'd say like maybe 8 months later, he comes back as the Fiend.
So he just did a special.
Yeah, I guess. Or they were like trying to kind of, because I know he had some like anxiety issues, stuff like that. Maybe it was just kind of like, hey, get your toes wet again, you know, something along those lines. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
My favorite event at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
2 years. Was it 2 years ago?
No, it was
Or no, last year.
Last year, yeah.
When Roman came back after
Yeah.
he lost to Cody.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
That
was
was
a pretty cool moment.
That was awesome because I remember my son was just through the roof.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
I mean, we sat right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. I watched that in a hotel in Tennessee.
So since this is HeelKast, who is your favorite heel? Not wrestler. Just your favorite heel right now.
All time or right now?
We'll do right now.
Right now, I'm gonna go with.
I think we're gonna go the same, and it's gonna be really boring podcast.
Think so?
I think so.
I don't think we're gonna go the same.
I do.
My favorite heel is Logan Paul. I feel like he is just killing it, but I don't think it's on purpose. I just think the pure hatred these fans have for him just pushes it over the top. Like, you look at those promos he did with Cena, just, you can't beat it. There are definitely others in this company that I think are doing tremendous jobs. You look at Dom.
I feel like you're looking right at me because you're about to say exactly who I was gonna say.
Who are you gonna say?
Dom.
Yeah. Well, I started to say Dom.
Yeah. Well,
but like, he's got this weird little face turn right now, and I don't. But then he's back to being booed every night. You have the WrestleMania pop. Everybody loses their mind over him, and then now he's back to not being able to talk, and now he doesn't have Liv with him now. So it's like we've never seen him stand alone. So.
I know, but I think they're trying to turn him face.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I think they're about to
with Finn
give him. Yeah, he's gonna be. Because hot take, we see the Demon come back.
Yeah, they've been I don't know if they've been teasing it, but like WWE usually doesn't do anything on accident, and I've been seeing like the Demon posters like behind the Judgment Day when they're, you know what I mean, doing their vignettes or whatever they're doing back there, and you just see a Demon Finn Balor sitting back there. So that would be pretty cool. I don't know if Dom is up to that level to just kind of go with.
Do you not think that match could potentially? I don't want to sound like an idiot, but headline night 1 of SummerSlam?
On Finn's side, yes. On Dom's side.
Why, though?
I don't think Dom is that polished in that ring yet. I think he can do a good job with the job he's given, but I think in a match like that, they say it was night 1 of SummerSlam, him versus the Demon. Like, it's Finn Balor. He's going to put on a show, and he's going to carry whoever he's got to carry. And I think Dom would do a good job holding up his end of the bargain, but like, playing it in my head, it's just not going to be a just pure back and forth barn burner.
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind that. I mean, I know Dom definitely, I feel like he's not wrestling as much as, because from my understanding from that new, movement, I guess, or whatever that TKO wants to do with the wrestlers, we're not doing as many house shows.
Yeah, which is good for them.
Well, yeah, which is good for them, but it's like these wrestlers that we're not seeing a lot of, and we'll get into a little bit later with matches that we're interested for Night of Champions, but we haven't seen Karrion Kross 1-on-1, and
which is appalling to me.
You told me, what was it, like 2 years ago?
2 years.
Yeah,
it's been like 2 years. Crown Jewel. The last time they were at Crown Jewel was the last time he had a singles match. On a PL.
So, like, my thinking is, how is he still staying ring ready? I know, but So, like I said, we'll get into that a little later, but.
Yeah. Who's your favorite face?
My favorite face?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with them.
Yeah.
Like, of all time, or just
right now?
Oh, now.
We can do the all-time thing after, because that's where I thought you were going with heel, and I got excited.
No, so I know where you think I was going. I don't really see him as a heel because it's been so trash.
Yeah, I don't.
The only good thing that has happened was that pipe bomb that he just dropped.
Right. Right.
But other than that, it's been horrendous. It's been
But
trash.
look who he's been up against, though. Really hasn't been anybody.
Okay, but
He had Orton. He had Orton. That was great. I thought that was great. But like, Orton's not a big talker. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big part of it.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like you're ruining this year.
I think it'll have a payoff. I think it's gonna have.
Think
Maybe
so?
not. Maybe not. Maybe it's gonna be stagnant and it's just gonna no build. Like I don't know. But I think there's gonna be a payoff in some crazy way. But we've talked about it before, and we're not gonna talk about it right now because let's let it play out. I don't want to seem like an idiot if it doesn't hit the way I think it's gonna hit. But I do think it's gonna be dramatic at the very end. Like,
I don't think we wait to the very end to get dramatic, only because I feel like you save that as a like thank you.
See, I think it's gonna be, because he's got. I don't remember how many dates he has right now, but
I know it's
think,
under under 20. I think.
I think it's gonna go to that wire, like with everything. With that title. I think
Cody wins it at SummerSlam.
Do you think so? I think they're gonna. We thought the same thing. He was gonna beat Roman, and it's. I think he gets it. I think Cody's a smart answer to put it back on if it's not going to be like Roman, but like that makes no sense right now. Like Roman's not really involved, but
anyways,
yeah, we'll see. That's a whole different. I could sit here for an hour with that one.
Back to your question about my favorite face.
Yeah.
What's up?
R-Truth.
He's just.
You got R Killing. Sorry, Ron Killing.
I don't want to say grew up, but I remember watching him in TNA.
Yeah.
And he would just do the spinaroon.
Right.
And like I don't know, his song is just so catchy.
Fair enough.
And that beat, the TNA beat that he had, the do 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 do. I nailed that pretty good. But that was like my favorite intro of all time.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, probably, I guess he's not really a face right now.
Right.
He's trying to be a bad guy, but
I don't think it's working. I
just don't understand like who he's trying to attack.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if I really had to pick somebody, well, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. What about you? Give me a second.
I mean, all right. So for heel, my favorite heel of all time is Stephanie McMahon.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this.
The greatest heel I've ever seen. When you think of what a heel actually is, bar none. Like I don't think anyone's got her. Just in what she has done. Granted, like I know it's. You remove her dad from the situation, but like, who cares? Like, I think she had it going on. She had it going on.
Who's your favorite face?
All time?
Well, yeah, we can do all time. Well, I mean, if we're doing all time, my favorite face of all time is Cena.
Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up with Cena. Like, Cena was my guy.
I also grew up with Cena. I tried to make him like, where he was like a doctor in the beginning. Kind of still a good guy. I guess I would probably have to like consistency.
I mean, I think Cody's good as a face.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Which it kills me still to find out you haven't watched The Boys, so you don't know about Homelander. You've gotta watch it to understand where I feel.
Okay, so you say Cody is better as a heel. Do you think we see heel Cody?
Yes.
See, that's where I think we're going with this with SummerSlam, is that Cody's gonna somehow turn heel to win the title back.
I thought that too, because he said next time I won't hesitate, I'll pull the trigger. You know what I mean? So that kind of made me think like, And then you look at the things Cody's done as a face. You know what I mean? Like spine buster, KO through that ladder. You know what I mean? Like he's done some of the wildest promos I've seen that are not very good guy-ish, you know.
As far as like, face right now, I guess I would have to say Punk.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I think
Punk.
he's doing, but see, yeah, I think he's doing a really good job. I was very standoffish with CM Punk when he came back because I was just like, all right, you're a cash grab. That's all you are. But he's done a very good job. Once he had that Hell in a Cell match, like, yeah, the pop was cool when he came back, but that Hell in a Cell match,
With Drew?
that brought it back for me. I was like, all right, he did some crap in that match. And I was like, all right, you're not just, maybe you're here for what you say you're here for.
I think Punk now is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really didn't appreciate a lot of Punk back then
No.
because, like, a lot of his stuff, the last at least like 3 or 4 years of his WWE stuff, I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Like when he did the shaving that girl's head,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, when he was the cult leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was odd. that was an odd time.
What is your favorite match?
Like we should have wrote these down beforehand, really brainstormed.
Mine is Cena versus Edge, TLC. I want to say Backlash in Toronto when Cena AA'd him
Off the ladder. I would say it's in WWE, but it was in NXT. And you had Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano had that 2 out of 3 falls match. That I've never been so glued to a TV. If I was picking just in WWE, I think the WrestleMania 40 main event was outstanding in the sense of, just overall. But like,
right.
Oh my gosh, that Adam Cole and Johnny match.
Something funny? Never seen it.
Black and Gold era, man. They kept WWE alive for a while.
But see, I wasn't watching wrestling then. Like I got back into wrestling. I want to say the first match I remember watching was Cody versus Roman. Number 1.
Oh, 39?
Yeah, 39.
Yeah.
So I used to watch like all the WrestleManias.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I would at least watch WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Just to, I remember watching Sammy versus Johnny Knox. Was it Sammy, right? Versus Johnny Knoxville? Yeah, and he had that big ass hand just come out.
Yeah, it was like the whole, jackass theme match. That
was hilarious.
Another good match on that card.
Yeah, Cody versus Seth. No?
Which one are you talking about?
Wasn't Cody versus Seth when Cody came back on that? Yeah, when Cody came back.
In Dallas. You're right. I thought you were still talking about 39.
No.
I thought you were talking about 39.
I thought that's where you were going.
No. Because when you said 39, the other match was that triple threat: Sheamus, Gunther, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah, I thought you were still talking about 39.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, 39 is when I got back into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got hooked.
I don't blame you. I mean, wrestling's cool. I don't care what people say. Wrestling's cool. Like I said, I don't know, man. It kind of like eases you out. You know what I mean? Like I watch wrestling, I chill out, and it's just like, it's like a soap opera, but it's really good. It's like the Desperate Housewives of just men touching each other.
So we're both married, right?
Yeah.
Would a piss your wife off moment be like if your wife said we have to do this, but WrestleMania's in Indy? Are you pissing your wife off to go to Indy? WrestleMania.
I feel like you're hitting the scenario too close to home when you talk about the Royal Rumble because you tried to do it.
I tried. I did.
My son had a volleyball tournament. My son plays club volleyball, and he's very good. He is very good. But yeah, he had a tournament in Indy.
Yeah, but it got
moved to Columbus. But at the time, the tournament was in Indianapolis, and Brennan harped on me for 2 months and told my wife every time we would go, we went to like a hockey game, kept telling my wife, I'm taking him. Like, there's no way that tournament's that late. And we were going to go. Tournament got moved to Columbus, so ended up going there, and it's all fine. It's all fine. But
Oh, would that be a piss your wife off moment? For me, 100%.
no, like what? Just in general, like if I was going,
like if she said, "I'm gonna be mad at you if you go to this,"
that wouldn't happen.
Is it worth it though?
Well, it wouldn't happen.
But is it worth it?
If she was truly gonna get mad, no.
Really?
No.
This boy is loyal.
No.
I would piss my wife off in a heartbeat.
Fuck that, man. My wife's my shit. Like if I don't got her, like I don't got shit. So
no, I agree.
And I don't mean just like things. I just mean in life. So yeah, no, definitely not. But again, that would never come to fruition for the most part. It's typically if I say I want to do something and I truly want to do something, we go do it. So like she tried to for WrestleMania 40, like we almost went. I had it cocked to pull that trigger and it just didn't do it. It was so much money and I checked out, I checked out.
You got scared.
Well, and
it's okay.
Devin's got volleyball.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Have my little, crybaby moment. But,
yeah, you could have saw the Avengers.
I could have seen some things. But I would have been in the nosebleeds. You know what I mean?
Were you there? You could have got one of those shirts that says "I was here."
I can order that on Amazon.
But you'd have been lying to yourself.
I'm fine with lying.
Are you?
Sometimes.
It's not like somebody else I know.
About everything.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we have Night of Champions coming up.
Are you excited?
I am. Yeah, I'm a little nervous because of what's going on over there. I really didn't want them to go.
So before you keep going, I was following Twitter today.
Yeah.
And then I saw everything went black. And I thought of you immediately. It went black for like 30 minutes.
Wow, it's just like it's gonna be watching the show and then
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was following on Twitter, and apparently, like,
oh, I did read about that.
Production,
yeah, because they sent a message. They sent a tweet out and said, "We're so sorry for the technical difficulties." Yeah.
But it made me think of you immediately because you've been saying that all week.
Yeah, that was like the worst. Like I just, it's wild over there. You know what I mean? Like, so I definitely didn't want. I think I made the joke like if they let something happen to Seth Rollins, I'm gonna riot.
Yeah, you said that you were done.
I'm done. If they went over there and something bad happened, one, I'm mad in general, but two, if something happened to my man Seth Rollins.
Is that your favorite wrestler of all time?
Well, yeah. 100%. 100%. There's others. There's definitely others, but Seth Rollins, man. I think Seth Rollins is the greatest wrestler in the world.
That's a hot take.
Hot take, but you put him in a match with anybody.
Is a hot take.
I don't think so. I think you put that man in the ring with anybody, it's going to be the match of the night. Anybody. He had a match with Dolph Ziggler one time on
here we go. Yeah, Dolph Ziggler.
Love Dolph Ziggler. Nick Nemeth. Sorry. That was one of the greatest matches I've ever watched, dude. So the move where he gets on the top rope, does a superplex, hits the ground, flips, does the Falcon Arrow?
Yes.
He did that, okay? But he did it backwards. He did it inverted. So, like, he climbed up, like, Dolph was sitting with the turnbuckle, like, here.
Right.
He got behind him, hooked him, suplexed him backwards off the top rope, did the backflip where he rolls over and picks him up again and does it again. I'll show you when this is over.
Honestly, I must not be watching.
I will show you when this is over. And you can go watch it on Netflix now because it was on a Raw. We'll figure out where it was. But one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. You put him in the ring with anybody, I think he goes toe-to-toe. He's a little older now. He's not as CrossFit-y as he used to be. You know what I mean? But he can still... That man can...
Okay, so before we get into these matches, does he cash in this weekend?
I think if what you say is right, and Cody beats John at SummerSlam, that's where it catches.
So you think he goes after WWE and not World Heavyweight?
They're going to cash in on a lot of things.
I got another hot take about it.
Yeah.
That he cashes in on Goldberg.
Yeah, at main event, yeah, I could see the WWE doing something stupid. Poor Gunther if they do that. That man's a dog, and you're just going to make him lose to Jey Uso. No disrespect to Jey Uso. But you're going to make him lose to Jey Uso. Okay? I made him tap out. Not just lose. They made him tap out. And then he faces a 52-year-old man when Gunther's in his prime and he loses his title again.
But it's also your retirement match.
Give a shit.
So, but that's what I'm. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But we all know wrestling is not real.
We did talk about this. You
Like-
did sit me down and tell me it's not real.
Yeah. Like, we know it's not real. So,
Right.
like, my thing is, like, from somebody that's put their, what 10, 15 years in it?
Yeah.
Is that how you want to go out with an L?
I feel like he picked the match though. Like he wanted Gunther. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if your final match, this is your curtain call. I feel like if you're a superstar like that, you get to call your shot on what it on. But I don't. So I mean, I would imagine he picked Gunther. Because like, who else would he pick? You know, I just can't foresee Gunther losing again. Like,
But,
he went
okay.
from being a dominant performer to like now he's.
But maybe they have Gunther lose so that way he can go on a break. But you got to think Gunther hasn't took it on a break at all.
Yeah, kinda
Like
do what
Cody
Drew-
did.
like Drew's doing right now,
Like Drew did.
Yeah,
But, so hot take, Drew is over there right now.
I think a lot of people are over there. I told you the other day who I think is over there.
I was going to bring that up. And that was one of the...
I think he's there, and I think he's coming because that stuff that's going on outside, you know, a lot of names are changing on that in the sense of like they're not involved anymore. I think Brock Lesnar is showing up. Like what is so? I think I don't know who, I don't know what, I don't know why. I think he's showing up because one, you look at that the Saudi government, love them. They love them some Brock Lesnar, man. You think of every Saudi event, Brock Lesnar's been there, and most of them he's main evented. You know what I mean?
What do you think that's because of them or just because he was?
Both.
I really wasn't a Brock Lesnar from WWE fan. I was not. It was just
I think
I like the flips. Like that's what gets
You like
me
that flippy
excited.
shit?
Yeah, that's what gets me excited. Like
I think I like that Brock as I get older and I kind of dig a little more because like the mystique of it's gone. Like I know it's not real, so now I like to know the inner workings of it. You know, like people are mad about like this show coming out on Netflix. I love it.
I'm ecstatic, and
I
you and I
love
have
it.
talked about this
Yeah.
numerous times. You know, I want to see
I
the
wanna see
back
inner
pages.
Yeah, dude. I think that's far more intriguing than the product sometimes.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
like how those brains work and how they come up with this. How do they go from like, day one and are like, all right, this is where we want to be. Fill in the gaps, But yeah, I got lost. I got excited. We were talking about Netflix show, dude.
Yeah.
So I was just so anyway. So
When is that supposed to come out? Do you
this
have
month,
the?
or next month? It's like the 28th.
Okay, is it going to just be a one and done?
I don't know. I would imagine not. I would imagine it's going to be a permanent thing because from what I took from it, it went day one to Mania. Is what they're showing on this show to show how they got from here to there.
Day one, as in January 1st.
No, day after Mania to Mania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I took it. I think this Netflix show is kind of what they wanted from that documentary that they did after WrestleMania 40. That they're like, it'll be here Thursday, and then 7 months later we finally got it, and it was just a joke. It was just The Rock saying it was all his idea.
Right.
I think that's what they wanted it to be. What they're doing now on Netflix. But yeah, but anyway, what was I even saying? I knew I was saying like as I got older, I wanted to understand the inner workings more. That's what it was with Brock. Once I learned that like you see these matches, find out Brock was the one carrying the matches. Brock was the one making all them look good. You know what I mean? And you really think about the matches once you learn that information, and you're like, for that guy who's a superhuman, he's letting Daniel Bryan beat the crap out of him. You know what I mean? Like that's such to me, that's a cool thing. Very cool thing.
I mean, no. I guess it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that he was the one that ended Taker's streak, and I am not I'm not a Taker fan by any means, but I think it would have been cooler if it was a Dolph Ziggler or
Well,
somebody like
he
somebody
wanted-
up and coming.
Taker wanted it to be Edge.
Right, and Edge said no.
Edge said no.
Adam Copeland.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I know he wanted it to be him, and then I think the company wanted it to be Roman. I mean, you probably should have just left it alone at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was what
21 and 0 because he went 21 and 1.
Yeah, so he should have just left it at 21 and.
Yeah. But yeah, which match are you excited for? Saturday. So today's Friday. You guys will see this Monday.
Or Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. So.
I am most excited for CM Punk.
Yeah.
I just think.
Yeah, because
these pipe bombs. I don't know if you can really call what Punk did tonight a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that he said something along the lines of, and don't quote me, that I would retire too if WWE was hiring my ex.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think that is going to be a really cool match. I am very excited for Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. I'm very excited for Kross. Like, it's all the things you look at since Mania. Like that I'm gonna stop saying pipe bomb, but that promo he threw at Mania.
Do you think? Okay, hold on. Before you get into that,
yeah.
Do you think that was scripted or he was actually pissed?
Both. I think he was pissed, and they let him vent it, or it was like, you know, what we joke about all the time: do it now, ask for forgiveness later. It happened to work out. You know what I mean?
I mean, you are seeing a lot more of it, and it's kind of weird, you know, that we just saw these cuts happen, and he wasn't one of them. So, but it's like
they don't want to let him go, because if he goes anywhere else, I feel like he's going to be one of the top guys.
But why aren't we seeing him then?
I don't know. Maybe someone doesn't like him. You know what I mean? Like, maybe someone doesn't like him. Maybe it doesn't seem from, like, because, you know, I follow him on most socials. It doesn't seem to me that he's that kind of person that just an asshole. But, I mean, you don't know anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea. It's just my interpretation of him. He doesn't seem like one of those people. He seems like a genuine person. It seemed like at Mania, it just kind of, like, boiled over because it wasn't even him. Like, but his biggest thing was, like, I wasn't the one that pitched. He wasn't the one that pitched for him to face Randy. That came generically because of Kevin being out.
Right.
Know? And, you know, the response it got from, like, you know, the fans was just like, that's what everybody was wanting. And then it was Joe Hendry, and he even said, like, good on Joe, but come on. You know what I mean? I get it. Yeah. But I understand your frustration too if, you know, you're just sitting there.
But I mean, okay, so devil's advocate, or heel's advocate, I guess we could call it.
Yeah.
If the match only had that 5 minutes,
I don't think it did.
So you think if it was Karrion, it would have been longer?
Yes, because there's no way Kevin and Randy had a 5-minute time slot. I think they put the time slot somewhere else. Maybe with, like, Stone Cold when he came out. I don't remember if that was the same night.
I don't remember.
But the point is, like, gave it 5 or whatever, 15 minutes, however long the match was intended for Kevin. Randy, they just eluded that time somewhere else.
So, fun fact, I just learned the other day that the time starts at entrances.
For the matches?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So if you get like a 5-minute slot, you have to do your entrances and match by that time.
God help you if you face the Undertaker, man.
Well, that's
you got 37 minutes. You only got 3 minutes to wrestle.
That's where I learned that from, was on CVV.
Really?
Yeah. So he was talking about, like, what was your longest entrance, and he's like, well, we had like a 20-minute time slot, but my entrance was like 5 minutes, so we had 15 minutes for that.
I'm so glad I got you on CVV now.
You did.
I think
it's awesome. I love listening to Chris. Even though we're coming for him.
Yeah, we definitely are coming. Or we're going to try anyway. But I think
I think he's great.
I think he's fantastic.
Anyways, we keep getting off topic.
I know, man. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew.
It's only night one or show one.
It's only show one.
But I mean, I think all the matches
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
Do we get any other surprises other than your hot take?
Rock? I don't think so. I think it's pretty generic. I think it's a pretty generic show. I think, Cody and Orton gonna be good. But yeah, I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen. I think the matches are gonna go almost exactly how you think they're gonna go. Maybe some, that Mommy and Raquel match, I think could be a little crazy.
Right.
Both can take some shots. So I don't think it'll be too wild.
I think Solo and Jacob's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Or bad.
Yeah, or bad.
Jimmy and Jay situation.
I think we see the return of the Tongans.
There's that other one too. Like other guy.
The Tongans.
And then the big guy with the dread, like the long.
Oh,
hair.
JC.
Yeah, because he performed on a dark match.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he could show up. Roman could show up.
I don't think Roman.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know, dude. I haven't really read anything, especially with that movie coming out. I don't foresee him being back until it's time to promote the movie.
I think he'll come back during SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Leading up to SummerSlam. I think they got programming for him for SummerSlam.
Nice. Yeah, that'll definitely be cool to see him back. Company seems to run better when Roman's involved, Gotta acknowledge your tribal chief. Have you acknowledged your tribal chief?
Yeah,
I haven't seen you do it once, and we've been together all day.
That's not my tribal chief.
You better not let him hear you.
Well, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna Superman punch me? Is he gonna fake Superman punch me?
You finna see, dog. You finna see.
But yeah,
we at that time.
I think we wrap it up there. I know we kind of went off topic lots, but it's only episode 1.
Yeah,
feeling each other out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll definitely get better at it. We do this on a daily basis, just talk wrestling. So it was a great idea to just do it and record it and just see if anybody liked it. We're gonna do it whether you like it or not, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
We will post. Well, I will not be posting because Senior right here is Mr. Social Media. Yes. He knows how to work the top.
Yeah, so goal is to kind of get some clips out on, TikTok. That's going to be the main one. That's easiest one to edit and just kind of throw little pieces up there here and there. We do have all of our socials, just look up HeelKast. Make sure you spell it with a K. You can see it down in the corner. Look for that picture. If that picture's not there, that's not us. We did make sure there was no one else with this spelling, so it definitely shouldn't be that crazy to find us. Yeah.
I want to say one thing. Shout out to our boy, Alex. That is our tribal chief.
Yeah, that guy's a dog. Just a quick thing. Like we talked about doing this. He's very good when it comes to editing and, different kind of making of music for us and everything like that. We asked him like, hey, we can't pay you really anything, dude, but can you help us out? He jumped on board. So if you see us posting, Alex is going to be involved in that post because we appreciate that man so much.
But
we'll buy him a cheat. Well, no, he's vegan. Shit,
yeah,
I don't know what
we
we're
can
gonna
buy him.
We're gonna buy him something.
A vegan burger.
Yeah, bean burger.
But yeah, Alex, we love and appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, we will be back next week.
Yeah. Talk to you guys about
talk about more
Night of
wrestling,
Champions.
And yeah, we'll cover Night of Champions.
Yeah.
Get ready for All In, I guess, will be the following weekend. So yeah, we could do a little All In preview.
Yeah.
Because by the time that episode came out, All In will have already happened. So next week we can do a little All In preview. And then just recap the week of wrestling.
For sure.
That's it from the heels.
All right, dog.
We're out. Peace.
Stay weird, people. Oh God.